Seriously, Mom? Death to the diner. This is libel.
Actually, sweetheart, it's an op-ed, a call to arms.
More like a death knell. How could you do this? You know what Pops represents. It's the heart of this town. I mean, hell, we eat there once a week.
Not anymore. We don't. Not after what happened to Fred, and not with what's been happening in that neighborhood.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the train tracks that run behind Pops. Riddled with needles and condoms and other unsavory paraphernalia. Not to mention the tent city that's developing just outside his kitchen door.
Pop Tate gives his leftovers to the homeless.
Oh, how noble. And how many of those homeless are serpents? Because from what I hear, they're doing more and more business there.
Heard that from whom?
I have my sources. And let's not forget that Fred Andrews was shot by a Southsider in broad daylight.
Okay, we don't know who shot Mr. Andrews, and we should be helping the diner, not demonizing it.
Crime begets crime, Elizabeth. And Pops has become a hotbed for it. That diner has been on the razor's edge between the North and the South. This is a war, and I would rather see it closed than taken over by the serpents.
You know, Mom, every time you mention the serpents, makes me think that you're trying to provoke me, since Jughead's dad is
getting his comeuppance, as I understand.
All right. That's it. I'm provoked, and I'm not letting you take Pops away from us. Because hate begets hate, Mother, and that seems to be your only weapon.
Oh, Elizabeth.
What's up? Thanks, Pop. Sorry for the short notice. Bye.
Trays for what?
Juggy is throwing a retirement party for FP at the White Worm, and I'm helping him organize. Before you object, Mom, need I remind you, you were a serpent?
I was, which is exactly why I don't want you anywhere near them.
Can you give me a specific reason? Or tell me anything about when you were a serpent, or why you left?
I barely escaped them. I had a record, a reputation. I was trapped. And then one day your dad walked into the Worm with his Letterman jacket on, looking for cheap thrills, I suppose. And in him, I saw a ticket out of the South Side. To respectability.
What about happiness? I get respectability, but are you happy? Because it doesn't seem like you're happy, Mom. Mom. Talk to me.
You know, what Polly did was right. She put her babies above everything else. That's what a good mother should do.
Come on. Mom, what are you doing? It's 3 in the morning.
I had an epiphany, Elizabeth. 'Tis the season, after all. Even though that black-hooded bastard ran Polly away, it doesn't mean that he should ruin Christmas. I may only have one child left, but by damned, I'm not going to not decorate for you. Especially after that beanie-wearing street urchin broke your heart. I'm so sorry.
Mom, let's just go back to bed, okay? You can finish this tomorrow morning.
You're not gonna leave me, are you, Betty? And not right. And not calm.
No, Mom, I promise. Another one. Mom, the tree in the house looks so beautiful. What is it, Mom? What's wrong?
Your sister didn't come home. I called her and told her that the danger had passed. It didn't make a difference.
Sorry.
Thank you for meeting me. Penelope, you look wonderful. There's hardly any scarring.
I found a wonderful healer in Greendale. But believe me, it's still incredibly painful.
Hermione, you mentioned the children?
I did. Okay. Different as we are. That is the one thing that we all have in common. We love our children, and we would do anything to protect them. Now, Alice, I understand that Polly has left Riverdale out of concern for her baby's well-being. And Penelope, with you and Cheryl alone in that big empty house, you must be worried sick.
It's a considerably smaller house. And Nana Rose Blossom is still with us, unfortunately.
Well, these are terrifying times, ladies.
I'm not afraid of the Black Hood.
I am.
Me too. But the Black Hood is not the problem. He's only a symptom of something much more insidious that is rotting Riverdale to its core. The South Side. Now, Alice, I know from your passionate articles that you and I are in alignment on this. And Penelope, everyone knows that Clifford had certain dealings with the South Side, which in turn led to the death of yours.
Don't. You've never reached out to me before, Hermione. Why now?
Penelope, in the past, you've made it pretty clear you never wanted me to reach out. And Alice, you and I have had our differences. But ladies, we need to present a united front. Now, Mayor McCoy, Sheriff Keller, I'm afraid that they are going to use the Black Hood as a distraction to keep us from focusing on the real issues plaguing our town.
And the fact that you and your husband are developing a property on the South Side has nothing to do with your sudden streak of activism, I suppose?
Now that Hiram is home, so Dale is his concern. I am sitting here as a mother. Same as you, Alice. Same as Penelope.
So, as a mother, Hermione, is there something that you actually want from us?
Your voices. Now, I assume we'll all be attending the mayor's town hall meeting.
My students' physical safety is of the utmost concern.
As the only reliable adult present during the incident, Principal Weatherby, I can assure you it was a freak accident.
Yeah, those sandbags are basically from the days of Aeschylus. Maybe if the theater department actually had a budget.
Now is not the time to push your pro-funding for the arts agenda, Mr. Keller.
Opening night is already sold out. Dad, can you please help?
The rope was frayed, Waldo, so I've arranged for the fire marshal to come and check out the stage rigging. And I'll be dropping by to keep an eye on things and provide additional on-the-ground security. There's no need to take this away from the kids.
Fine. But let the record show. If I hear that anyone gets so much as a splinter, this musical is canceled.
Come on, Elizabeth. We have to go. I found him. I found your brother. Do you know what happens to the dead when they're unclaimed?
No.
Their bodies are cremated, and their ashes are buried in a single mass grave. This is the spot where Charles' ashes are buried. I needed proof. And here it is. If only. If only I had stayed with FP, Charles would... Mom, my son would be alive. And I wouldn't have been married to a murderer. But then I wouldn't have had you. Or your sister. Polly, we need you.
What are you doing?
I'm making a scrapbook about your father.
Okay, maybe this isn't such a healthy idea.
Why? We've scrapbooked about everything else. Holidays, birthdays. I mean, we're going to need a record of all the families he's destroyed, including ours.
It's the hospital. Hello?